Hey, in this video, I'll show you how to create this wavy text effect animation using geometry nodes. Let's get started. I'll quickly move on to geometry nodes tab, create a new tree, and I'll remove this group input, and instead I'll bring in string to curves node. You can enter any text string, let's say Japan. You can change the size, you can change the font type, you can also change the alignment of the text. Let's connect it to group output, and you're able to see the text in viewport. Let's change the alignment to center and middle, and you can also change the spacing of the letters, characters. For this use case, I will use a different font. So this is the font I'm using, Comic Sans MS Bold. As you can see, it is a bit more rounded than the previous one. Let's add resample curve node, and we can use this node to change the resolution of the curve of our text. Let's add realize instances. This node will convert this text curve into a single curve. Next, let's add points to volume node. As you can see, it has converted our text curve into a volume. Here, I will change the resolution mode to size and reduce the voxel size and radius. Next, I will also add another node called volume to mesh. This will convert our volume to a mesh like this. Now the text is clearly visible. However, it is not that smooth, and for this we can add a modifier called smooth, increase the repeat value to, let's say, 100. There are some holes, as you can see, in this mesh, and for that we will use set position node. So this technique I have seen in a YouTube channel called Joey Carlino. So he has some amazing videos on Blender and geometry nodes. So this technique, I have borrowed it from him. Do check out his videos. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel below in the description. Next, I have added vector rotate to the offset of set position. And here I've changed the type to Euler. To its vector input, I will add curve tangent. And you can see in the viewport the text mesh has been converted into a kind of a splatter. Here we have to change the value of z. Let's make it 270, and let's also add scale vector, and this node can be used to change the shape of this mesh. So now if you decrease the value, you can get a mesh like this. Let's make it 0.045. Now the text is clearly visible, and the topology of this mesh is quite tight and proper. Now to add that wavy effect, let's add another set position before group output and connect it to a noise texture. Let's convert it to 4D noise texture and add a scene time node to the W parameter. Also add a multiply node to change the magnitude of scene time effect. And after noise texture, I'll also add a vector subtract node, and it will bring the text mesh back to its original position, back to the center. Subtract 0.5 from it, and there you go. Now let's try to reduce the scale so that our text is clearly visible. All right, we can now play the animation, and there you go, our wavy text effect. Let's add a set shade smooth node, and it will smooth in the mesh surface. You can see that our text mesh is more smooth now. Feel free to change the value of scale and other parameters of noise texture, and based on your use case you can finalize the right values. Also you can change the character spacing if you feel like. I'll stick to one. Now let's also add some material to this text mesh. Simply add set material node, and in the side panel give the material some name. Let's say text material. Then you can change the base color. And other properties like subsurface. In the render view you'll also have to add some lights so that it's visible. I'll add a couple of sunlights. And let me switch to cycles render engine. I'll just select the light and press shift D to copy the slide. Change the direction of the light. Now let me select the text material. All right. Okay, so this is how you can add material or texture to your mesh. And that's pretty much it. You can add a plane below this text mesh and render your frames and combine those frames into a video.